Sandra will present her first speech, The Icebreaker. She will introduce herself to fellow club members and give us some information about her background. Her speech is called Coming to America. The objectives of her speech will be to begin speaking before an audience, to discover speaking skills that she already has and skills that need attention. The time for the speech is 4 to 6 minutes. Please welcome Sandra.
In 1983, I moved from one country to another. People pick up pretty quickly that I'm from somewhere else, especially when I say things like tomato and cardigan. And New Zealand is a country full of sheep. So miraculously, I can actually wear wool next to my naked skin. For those of you that excelled in math and science in high school, but were geographically challenged, I did bring a map. So I moved to Park City in 1983, and it was snowing. And it snowed for 40 days straight. And I thought, well, I've never lived in a ski town before. This must be what it's like living in a ski town. Snow every day. There aren't any ski towns in New Zealand. There are towns near ski resorts, and they have chemists and butcher shops and dairies, and maybe even a ski hire. And then you drive to the ski resort up in the mountain, and you get to the parking lot, and there's a ticket window and a chairlift. And at Whakapapa, there's even a siren system to let the skiers know when the volcano's erupting. So I went to Wolf's and bought myself a pair of Sorels and began walking around Park City. The bus schedule seemed to be no buses for 2 hours, and then 3 buses in 5 minutes. I'm not sure it's changed, actually. And I found employment at the club, making pizzas. In New Zealand, the takeaway of choice is fish and chips. But my mother had made us pizza once when we were kids. And so she made some scone dough, and she rolled it out into a circle, and she added a can of tomato sauce, and chopped onions, and cheddar cheese on top. We never asked her to make pizza ever again. Pizza, it turns out, is delicious. So I was scheduled to work at the club on Thanksgiving, and I showed up for the lunch crowd. And the bartender looked at me and she said, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "Well, I came to make pizza." And she said, "Well, no one's going to want pizza on Thanksgiving." And she was right. And that was actually just fine by me because I actually wasn't that good at making pizza. That evening we all piled in a friend's car and drove to his mother's house for Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving dinner was very surreal. There was this enormous golden turkey, and there was cranberry sauce, and 2 kinds of stuffing, and this giant bowl of fluffy mashed potatoes that took 2 hands to pick up. And somewhere the line crossed from dinner to dessert, and I was introduced to Jell-O with things in it. And vegetable dishes with melted marshmallow toppings. Bloated, we all turned our eyes towards Christmas. Didn't feel like Christmas. It was still snowing. Christmas in New Zealand is about summer holidays. It's about my dad moaning that we should be in the backyard eating barbecue instead of roast lamb and flaming plum pudding. And Christmas is about Boxing Day. Everyone always asks me about Boxing Day. So I brought my handy Oxford English Dictionary so we can learn more. So, Boxing Day is the day after Christmas when Christmas boxes used to be presented. And I was like, Christmas boxes? Christmas boxes? So I looked up Christmas boxes. Christmas box, a present or gratuity given at Christmas, especially to employees. All right? So now we know. But Boxing Day is very dear to New Zealanders' hearts. It's a public holiday, December 26th. And there's those of us that actually think that it's a much better holiday because it doesn't involve opening gifts and false exclamations of gratitude and delight. Boxing Day in 1983, it was snowing, so I went skiing. Another powder day. The sun came out in January. I had to rethink my assumptions about ski towns and snow every day. And I guess the lesson that we can all learn is that when you move from one country to another, that you're got to expect that some things will be better and some things aren't. Thank you.